Chapter 17, 5:10 a.m. Oh my goodness. I'm afraid. The upended submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely, a long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and the salt water closing in on them, but at the very last second, something saved them, and now it looks down at them, quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? It looks friendly. Ah, she disagrees. What? Oh my god, it's making a person! Whoa. What is this? I see you've managed to survive, Detective. Hey, you're... Excuse my appearance. I seem to have lost my body. The manipulator. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. You can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight, trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. What is happening? Who are you? Who are we? Who am I? I bet you'll remember really soon. Okay, I mean, what if you told me? That could be even sooner. Who you are and who I am too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed, there's a hole in the hull, and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people. They betrayed me, as I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. The Temsik fragment? I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. Gives the power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. Okay, radiation's power effect. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've kind of got some figured out. Whoa. Meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers. Like possessing and manipulating objects? And in my case, swapping objects. Exactly. Apparently there are individual differences in the powers we get, and it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do? Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures. Like a pigeon. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite as radiation. Missile died in the hole. That's what does it? Dying while being exposed to radiation? On that day, 10 years ago. So, impact at the same time? A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart, and I died. So of course, I'll receive special powers.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that how I got my powers too?
You know, you might be right. Bing bong. They're showing the radiation of the fragment too. Aren't the Temsik remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too? Whence, though? Okay, the radiation's time effect. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation, as honest, is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So, the fact that I can return 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite? One of the characteristics of that meteorite is its ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death? Ugh, this is also strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. It makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Yeah, strange and confusing. That's just about all that sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? Contradictory existence. Poetic. That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death. Huh? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped? Huh? So, I just simply existed, not really alive and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body without the scalpel. So, I guess as soon as the incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. Revenge. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the justice minister and made him issue the execution order, but I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. So that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know. They had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temsik. Detective Jout was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Both of them. Inspector Cabanella and the Junkyard Super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And, as it turns out, the pigeon. I was one of their targets as well. So, they stole my Temsik fragment, and here I am. But they had one more final target. You, detective. She was a little girl! What do you mean? Me? So, his revenge, not his revenge. He's going revenge on other people. For other people. And he was cooperating because of that? One final target. If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, was he trying to get her to leave? Because of that? Did he not want her involved? I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay. But I was just a little kid playing in the park. Am I giving him too much credit? Did he really just want a hostage? Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you'd become a detective looking into Jowd's case? Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. Yeah, okay. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago. So of course you didn't recognize me. And then he manipulated her. His body leaned up against. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off, and the first shot missed the mark. Ooh, I don't remember her shooting twice in the video. Interesting. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. But then... did he know these guys were coming too? He must have. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. I showed up. Who am I? I need to know! I was supposed to meet up with them after that. But then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha, the inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsik meteorite. Because you were looking into the Jowd case. They thought you would find out about Temsik sooner or later. Okay, so understanding but also more confused at the same time. We need more! Can this submarine wait to, like, kill us? It's kind of rude that they're trying to rush into this. And that's pretty much the whole story. The hell it is! What else do we have? The only thing left to do now is wait for the water pressure to crush the submarine. Oh no! There are no cores in that link from here to the water surface. I have an idea. We hook up the phone line and... there are no communication cables this deep. They meant for this submarine to be a coffin for the dead. There's no escape. This can't be real. I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, caught off from the world all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Good morning, Camilla. We don't have breakfast ready for you. Lynn? Camilla? Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, where is that room that flew off into the ocean? If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry. That's funny. What is it, Sissel? There's something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsik fragment and escape, if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison their body off into the sea? That's a good question. But I guess it doesn't matter by now. We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute. Yes, we do. Do you have the pocket watch? She has the pocket watch. This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. That present from the inspector in white. That's right. Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in that person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there?
We should be able to figure something out between the three of us. With our powers, right, Miss Lynn?
Right. Oh, and wait a minute. What about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jowd is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. Trick time in here? What do you mean? Alright, lots of things to talk to, so let's go through Lynn first. So his shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment? It's there, yeah. I just don't know about calling it a shell. Detective Jowd's watch will tell us exactly where it is. Right, he said it was a radio receiver, didn't he? There might still be another torpedo in the submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Jowd. That's a brilliant plan, Detective. You think so? So, what are you gonna do? Ride it to the top of the torpedo? Of course not! You guys are going to! Darn, I kinda wanted to see that. Did you want to see me drown? So, I was, kinda thought we were going to be riding a torpedo.
So, my dad isn't here on the submarine?
Don't worry, we're going to go get him right now.
Okay. I hope I didn't hurt Lynn's feelings. What I said about my dad saving us if he were here? Oh, don't worry about that. Comments like that just roll off Miss Lynn's back. She really is thick-skinned.
Ouch.
I'm gonna start being tougher too. I want to make my dad proud of me. Miss Camilla!
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camilla. And then we talk to Missile also? We cannot talk to Sissel though. I guess not Sissel. Who the hell is Sissel then? Where is Sissel?
Okay, what do we do now?
Gotta find a command room that was launched somewhere into the sea.
What? How? Just to let you know, I don't like water very much.
According to Lynn, the key to our plan is a torpedo. Kind of a missile?
Missile? You have a missile right here.
I don't think she's talking about that kind of missile. Now then, where do we see another torpedo? How do I get all the way down there? And also, do I need to open this? Do we need to operate first? I did see that there was a control panel here. Grapes! Okay. Sure. Why is this machine involving grapes? Shoving grapes at me? Well, this looks like the private cabin of the top officer, doesn't it? This machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lies in bed.
Oh, that sounds heavenly.
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but don't you think that country's use of technology is just a little off? Says the guy who made a deal with said country. Anyway, it looks like this arm of the machine is a bit busted. Interesting. Oh, a telephone line? Shut up, where are we going? Torpedo room? Well, I guess that's it. That's what we need. The torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out.
Oh, I get it. You're gonna use a missile to ram the control room.
Well, I don't know about ram, but we don't want to blow up Detective Jowd up, but something like that. We'll climb up to the torpedo room. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there then. Missile 2, I might need him. Oh, wait, we're all here. Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube.
When it comes to missiles, you can count on me.
I'll enter the coordinates of the command room to the into the torpedo. That's a real risky game you're playing here. What if it's not coordinates? What if it's a countdown? 3.1 turn into your death very quickly. And I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck. I have to move the torpedo. Oh, Camilla. Turn the valve. Or lower something. Okay, let's do that. The switch won't budge. Maybe it's broken? I don't think the entire device is broken though. It would probably work fine if we can move the switch. We'll just have to find a way to move it somehow. But I can't do that with my powers alone. With your powers combined, I am kind of a useless ghost. Do I need to talk to Missile first before I can use him? Looks like it. Okay. Nope, don't trick that.
Missile, help! What will happen to these two ladies?
I think that's up to us and our powers.
What?
There's no time to be standing around, unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength, Missile?
Me? Of course I will. Count on it.
Okay, so now we can move him out of the way. And there you go. Switch him. There it is. Oh my god, it's bigger than Camilla. Should she be here? There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable.
All set on this end too.
But something's odd. What is it? The command room. It looks like it's slowly sinking? Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out.
Right, okay, hop into the missile. I'll launch it for you.
Okay, thanks. Wait, Missile, get in the top. Get in the front seat. I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head towards the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. What? Oh, is this the last chapter? I don't know. Okay, come on, Missile. Missile?
I'm sorry. I can't go.
What?
I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it.
Missile.
I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel.
I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. Oh. But to Missile, he just wants to be with them. I want you to go, Missile.
What? But, Miss Lynn?
You staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen. That's our only hope.
But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never, ever. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla? I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camilla!
He jumped on. That's a good boy, Missile. Oh. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw the switch. We're ready. I don't know if I am. I'm nervous. Sissel? Yes? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. I'm glad I met you, Detective.
But we're gonna see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile?
That's right. We promised, little lady.
Of course we will.
I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes, then. Good luck, friend. Oh gosh, she's waving. I cannot believe what's happening right now. Like, I'm just thinking about how this started, and sure, it was like very much a paranormal story, but I didn't think it would come to all of this. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down into the deep sea before I can think of the answer? The 12 seconds are up. Oh my god, are you gonna make me freeze time? That's what I want to know. Oh gosh. They did it. They did it for me. I think this Goonie knows something, and I hope he reveals the truth. Detective Jowd!
Bet that big masked man did this. I'm gonna bite him.
You better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is gonna do.
Let's talk to Detective Jowd.
Is he dead? Is this a 4-minute situation? Also, I wonder if the dialogue changes between Missile talking to them or if Sissel does. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Who are you? Are you Sissel? Please excuse my appearance. I can't believe you made it here. How was Camilla? And what about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story. I told Detective Jowd about everything that happened on the submarine Yonoa. So, the submarine is badly damaged? Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. Oh? It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Are you Yomiel? Huh? So, you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So, that's your real name, huh? Yomiel? That's right. But those people on the Yonoa were calling you Sissel? That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Could you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty he can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd? Right. What does Jowd know? Yomiel. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you?
Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know.
Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was the best in the industry. That's how I got roped in to join that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government.
It doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about.
To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me that I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then, one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm sorry, Yomiel. Ooh, wait, how? I want to know how he was proven innocent. Who really did it? Okay, the real motive for revenge. 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in the eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair, and I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. And so, that's why you murdered Alma? That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? It was a twisted wish of a mind of a poison by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan of these... I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. The deal? There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal? A new life. Life? I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they would help me with my revenge plot. And the second was a rebirth for me. A rebirth? A new beginning, huh? I didn't care if it was fake life or an artificial life. I just wanted a physical replicance of my soul, a name, an identity for an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die, surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right, I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. And that's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. Betrayal? They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And then, they even figured out what Temsik was all about. You had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all that trouble making a deal with you? Why did they just steal a hunk of Temsik right from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's powers. By Inspector Cabanella and that old pigeon guy, huh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then, they decided to put the park under surveillance, just in case. Surveillance, huh? Just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. No way. No way. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. That park is like a silent battlefield on international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsik meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsik meteorite. So that's it, huh? So, the upshot of your grand deal was this, huh? Yeah, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. And what's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Start with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. Well, what? What good will that do now?
But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla that we'd save him.
And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go, then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Yeesh, that was so loaded. So much information is just all happening at once. Who would have thought? Also, still, no one is telling me who Sizzle is. So, where are we headed? We are not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too. By the way, I am not human, detective. Oh my gosh, what? Sissel, get in that body. I am a remote control robot, detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, detective. Why would you go to all this trouble to do this? Also, who's controlling you? That's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, detective. A gun? A flamethrower. Now it's time to say goodbye, detective. And the end of your fate remains the same, it seems, detective. Camilla, forgive me. Oh, not the Gatling gun. That's excessive. That is not 4 minutes, by the way. It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what the big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small? Possibility. In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning this situation around. Oh my god, what do I do with all the options at hand? Also, am I going to be able to control Yomiel? Maybe? Okay, so this is just thing. We're not headed anywhere. We're just zooming. I cannot believe that he is not real. Huh?
What is it, detective?
Look at Yomiel's shell. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsik fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of lead? I'm confused. So we're talking to the shell? I figured it out. I know this possibility, no matter how small it is, what they were afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsik. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death? Right, but not anymore. The Temsik fragment has been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsik fragment removed my shell became a regular corpse. So let's see, that means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death?
But wait a minute. Exactly when is that death?
That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move. Is it gonna be when they pulled out the fragment, or is it literally gonna be 4 minutes ago, or 4 minutes before Jowd shoots him? Oh my gosh. There's no way it's when Jowd shoots him, right? It's gotta be when they took out the fragment. I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it, the final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. Oh my god. No. There's no way. There's literally no way. Oh my god! What do you mean? I cannot believe that's where that ends. We will not know when the last death is. Like, I'm so scared. Because, like, before, if they take us all the way back to 10 years ago, do we stop the meteor? We must be stopping the meteor from hitting, because, okay, in theory, if we stop the meteor from hitting from hitting Yomiel, then this never happens. They never are able to get their hands on it, right? But that's a huge, change in trajectory for everyone. Does that mean that, Alma would be alive? Yomiel would have just, been questioned and then been, he knows that he's going to be proven not guilty 6 months later? Or are we going to, after the Temsik gets removed from his body? I don't know. Maybe I'm still overthinking this. Someone tell me how. With so little time left, there's still so much for me to overthink. Oh my gosh, I'm just very shocked that they had stopped it at this moment. But it does feel like it's winding down. We're getting a lot of answers, but really, the one answer that matters, the one that we've been trying to solve from the beginning, is who the hell is Sissel. I don't know if I should even call him Sissel anymore, but hopefully we actually find it out. I just want to add, though, that I hope that the way this game ends is going back to 4 minutes before Missel's death in the park, so that we can let him be with Camilla and Lynn.